Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. If you are new here, I am your host LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. If you are returning, welcome back, soul family. I love you guys. Hugs. Alright, so I've been feeling called to do some love messages. I got this crystal recently, and whenever I get crystals like this that they're two growing together or something, like, it makes me think of twin flames. So I call these my twin flame crystals. This will be a pick a card reading. There will be three messages to choose from. So what I will be doing is picking from a bunch of different decks. We will be using Goetia, Tarot in Darkness. We will be using Raveness and Dracone, Tarot of Sexual Magic, Romance Angels, Animal. I just saw 111. Twin Flame. Come on, 11. I know it's not 11, but you get the point. This is Animal Spirits, I believe. This one I don't remember, but is astrological. And then we also have this one here that I also don't remember. Sorry. Information, disclaimers, and decks will always be in the description box down below, so if you are interested in any of these decks, have a look. I will also be drawing from my own handwritten messages, and that'll be today. So I will be pulling one card from each deck and also reading the underneath deck message. So the reason why I'll be doing that, I feel like pulling one card can represent the scene or the kind of energy that we are feeling in the moment, or that we can see or perceive with our 3D selves. And then the reverse or the under the deck message may be what is not seen, what is not said. Whatever messages need to come out will come out. So we have a lot to get through. Although I will probably name this like Twin Flame love reading or something, this does not have to be romantic, but we will get into romance as well. So as always, again, read disclaimers if you need to, but take the messages as they resonate. This doesn't have to be a twin flame dynamic. It doesn't have to be a soulmate dynamic. It could be literally anything. If you feel drawn to any one crystal, two, or all three, then do what you need to do. Do what you feel called to do. There's no right or wrong answer. You know the answer. You know your situation. Take what resonates. Leave what does not. Let's get into it. So, for pile number 1, will be this twin crystal here. This is clear quartz. All of them are quartz variety. This is clear quartz, pile number 1. Okay, and then let me show it like this. Maybe it might show a little bit better. Pile 1. And then we have pile number 2, which is a spirit quartz. And when I was picking each crystal, I was already getting messages, but this, again, is the spirit quartz, pile number 2. For the last pile, last but not least, we have pile number 3. Okay, so again, we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Choose your poison, pick your poison, and we will get started with pile number 1. All right. So, I hope that all is well. Welcome to your reading, pile number 1. If you chose this pair of crystals, this is your reading. So Let's see what messages need to come through today. I feel like a little bit of hesitancy. I feel a little bit of this anxiety. Perhaps you've been kind of anxious to know what this person has been up to or what they're thinking. Okay, so pile number 1, your first card here is the Goetic entity number 67, Amdusius. This is the 5 of Swords. Under the deck, we have the Wand. This is not any particular Goetic entity or anything. This is just a symbol of wands in this deck. Okay, so let's see. 5 of Swords. There may have been difficulty in communication. Maybe somebody has left a situation, or there's this feeling of being left from a situation, potential heartache or decision making that has needed to be done. Maybe some arguments that went on that have created some kind of separation. There's this desire to be steadfast and continue onward, but it's like there's still this chaos or something going on here. It's like perhaps you have been wanting this change, this transformation in regards to your connection or the situation that is going on. We have here Venus, Pisces, there's also this unicorn, so there's this appreciation for how unique the connection was or could be. There's an aspect of this person that really is alluring to you. It's very different, it's very unique. This person is a fighter. They stand up for what they believe in despite all odds. But for some of you, it's like, I don't know if I should walk away. I don't know if I should move forward. Perhaps this person has hurt you in the past, or you have done something to create distance in the connection. But underneath the deck here, we see an interesting, there's also the Ace of Swords underneath as well. So I'm seeing underneath, despite all odds from what is seen here, we have this desire for passion. There's this passion that you and or this person feels for each other. There's this desire to communicate and to open up, to speak your truth. We have Aries here, we have Leo, Sagittarius. A ritual. I see scorpions here. Maybe this person is a Scorpio, or maybe you have Scorpio in your chart. there's this energy of this underlying fear of being stabbed in the back. There's this desire to climb to the top in the connection, in the sense of like moving forward and continuing to strive towards building upon this connection. Like there's still a flame lit. There's still a light that you hold for each other, perhaps deep down beneath the surface, despite the pain, the heartache, and the difficulty in making a decision. Okay. So let's see. No fucking way. I just saw 11 turn to 1101. We have the 5 of Swords again, but this time's in reverse. Underneath we have the 5 of Cups. I saw 1113. 13 is the number of the Death card, which is about change and transformation. It's about an ending. No fucking way. You guys aren't gonna believe me. I picked up with the underdeck energy, and look at this shit. Look, Death. And I was just saying 1113. Okay. 5, 5. Both 5s. Something told me it was going to be similar to the underdeck energy of this, that it was the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. And then we have 55 here, followed by Death. 5 is the number of transformation. It's the number of change. 10 is like the end of a cycle. I saw 1210 and I looked down and then saw 1212. Okay. So perhaps the feminine in this connection, whether female or male, doesn't matter. Perhaps the feminine in this connection is dealing with a lot of pain and heartache from the past, and they're trying to make a decision, but so is the masculine or the other in this connection. Both here have felt pain from each other's situations and from dealing with each other's shit or connection. It's like perhaps one person here in this connection felt like they couldn't fly, they couldn't expand, they couldn't grow and evolve in the way that they need to. Perhaps they were staying stuck out of fear of what this other person would think. Someone has been holding on perhaps to pain and trauma from the past, from other connections, other relationships, other things going on. And the other person may be very hurt by this, not sure whether they should move on or not if they haven't already. But again, it was in reverse. So it's like to have literally the 5 of Swords upright followed by the 5 of Swords in reverse. It's like, again, there's a lot of teeter-tottering energy. The 2 of Swords making decisions, 2 swords. Somebody needs to connect and communicate how they feel. There's a lot of fear here about this. I heard like a cry for help. Some of you may be wanting this person to help you heal through your past, but in truth, only you can truly heal yourself. I saw 1441, 4 and 1 make 5, 55. Again, there's that change, that transformation here. You need to, well, I mean, in the end, you do what you want. You don't have to do shit if you don't want to, but I'm going to say it like that. what I see here, you need to consider healing yourself. You want this connection, you want things to heal, you want things to progress and to move forward. You cannot do that holding on to all the baggage from the past. Now, naturally, we're all going to have some trauma, and it helps to have somebody who's open and willing to be that shoulder to cry on, so to speak, and likewise you for them. But you cannot rely on anybody. No one can help you the way that you need to help yourself. Whether you go to a counselor, or you talk to your family members, or you talk to your best friend, or you talk to this person, in the end, the only person who can heal you is you. You need to stop expecting this other person that you care so much about to do the work for you. Because they can tell you all the shit in the world, whether they mean it or not. They can tell you everything that you need to hear. But if you're not ready to hear it, if you're not ready and willing to make changes in your life, it's not going to mean shit. 5 of Cups in reverse, there's this desire to turn around and to move away from the past, to move away from the heartache and the trauma. But it's been very difficult. It's been so much so to the point where there's this death in reverse. Again, all the 5s that we had about change and transformation. It's like, you know this. I feel like if this is your situation, you know this. And if this is this person who's expecting you to heal them, then you know you can't heal them. No matter how much they keep coming back and back and back and, oh, I've changed, and oh, I've changed. Yes, people can change. But you know the truth if they really have or not. And if you're seeing them in the same fucking bullshit, then it's not worth it, because it's not going to work. And if this is your situation where you know the things that you need to change, but you don't expect it to work out, because it's not going to. No amount of anything like physical attraction or sex or money or like even marriage, like that will not save your connection. None of it. You have kids, that's not going to save your connection. You have to save yourself. This person has to save themselves. And if you really desire to work things out, then you guys will discuss amongst each other, you know, while we're both healing, let's heal together. And that's beautiful, and that can help. But in the end, with or without this person, you need to understand that you are capable of making the changes in your life that you need to. If you want. If you don't, then don't. But I mean, it's not going to make this connection go anywhere. I saw 1818. 8 is about cycles to me. You are literally, or this person, stuck in cycles, expecting change, but you can't even move forward. This is the 2 of Wands. And we had here, like with the 5 of Swords, the original depiction of the 5 of Swords is somebody holding 2 swords. There's 3 swords behind them and somebody walking away. And then the 5 of Cups, there's 2 cups behind them. And then the 3 cups that they're focused on. Well, they're crying over. If you want a transformation, you're going to have to make a decision to move past the pain, the heartache. You have to make a decision. I'm seeing it as like red pill, blue pill. What is it that you want? If you really desire change and transformation, then you have to change. And you have to transform. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I literally feel insanity here. You're making yourself go fucking insane. You're making yourself go crazy over the situation when you know there's shit that you have to change when you're not. And if this is this other person, first of all, I will say, if this is a divine connection, if this really is a twin flame connection, then there's mirroring, always. So if they have some shit that they need to work out, so do you. Look in the mirror, because I bet you there is. And it's not to be aggressive or anything, but it's literally the twin flame connections about working shit together, like working shit out individually. And if you guys are strong enough and willing and ready and willing to push past all of the changes and the transformation, all the challenges, then it can work. But if you refuse to see that, then it's not going to mean anything. It won't. And it's not that it's not possible, it's just that that's where the energy is. You know, you can't change, you can't force somebody to have, you know, to be in a different energy if they're not. If they're not ready for it, they're not. And it's better that things don't work out if somebody's not ready, because imagine if you guys try to get back together or get together and then shit happens because they don't have their mind straight. Or let's say you're the type to like fuck around, then like, are you really ready for a relationship? No. If that's the case, then no. So I will be using tarot sexual magic. It has explicit imagery. I'm not going to blur out anything. You don't like it, then don't watch. Okay, I meant to pull one, but it pulled two. So we're going to get two. And look, there's the Two of Swords underneath. Two of Swords. Somebody may be wanting to express their love, and then somebody may not be having it. They may be ignoring it. Let's see, we have the Emperor upright and the Star upright. What I'm seeing here with the Emperor, there's a lot of energy here. A lot of passion and sexual energy. Having the Ace of Wands underneath the Goetic Tarot is really aligning with this. We have this very phallic symbol here. We have, it's going to be very hard, but we have symbologies here of connection, of sexual attraction, of unity. Here with the I heard Ouroboros and then I heard twin snakes, and then I thought of those gummies that are called twin snakes. But what I meant to say is like caduceus and kundalini. I heard like climb on top of each other. Interesting. Okay, when I was holding the card like this, for a moment I thought it was two people embracing each other. It's actually just like a woman pouring out liquids, pouring out some water. So I feel like there's some kind of illusion here, some fear of illusion. There's some distrust. I feel like somebody's afraid that this connection is just sexual and nothing more. That it's just for fun and there's no true commitment here. I heard holding out. It's like the way that he's gripping like onto this staff, like right there, right under the head, you know what I'm saying? Like, Okay, I just heard I masturbate to you, but I try not to. I don't allow myself to finish because then I start to feel guilty. because we're not together, and because I'm afraid that this is all that this connection is, but then when I'm thinking about you, I just feel all this passion. I find you so sexy. You are my star. You are my everything. You guide me. You're there for me when others are not. The way that you speak to me, the way you pour out your emotions, it's endearing. It's sexy, it's attractive. I love to see the way that your body moves. I feel something with you I've never felt with anyone else. You bring out my kinks, or you let me explore my kinks. I heard moisture, wet, and then I heard coming. So I don't know, that was a message that just had to come through for somebody. So again, with the Two of Swords, and oh my god, no fucking way. Look, under the Two of Swords is the Two of motherfucking Wands. Underneath the deck, on the first deck, we had the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. And on the top, we had the Five of Swords. And then the next deck, we had the Five of Cups in reverse. And then under the Five of Cups, it was the Five of Swords and Death. And then now we have 22. There's fives, there's twos. This is definitely a connection, a spiritual connection, I feel. If not, then definitely at least a deep connection where you guys are meant to learn from each other. It's up to you if you want to work shit out or not. And deep down inside, perhaps both of you want to. But if you allow your fear to keep you stuck and continue to be in your head, and you keep saying no even though you want it, don't do that. If you want something, then admit it. Because you can lose out on something forever. You don't know that. For all you know, this person might end up with somebody else because you're like, no, I don't want to be with you. If deep down inside you want to be with this person, then be honest. Like, you know what? I'm not ready to be with you again because of the shit that we went through. That doesn't mean that I don't love you. That doesn't mean that I don't want to try to work things out potentially. But if things keep going the way that they are, I'm not going to have it. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't want to work things out. It's that right now it's not a healthy place. We had to build a stable foundation before we can even get together. I just noticed this black chicken in the back, which I thought of a crow. I thought it was a crow. You may be seeing signs and synchronicities about this person. Perhaps you call them omens. Oh, another omen. Because I feel like for you, you're so tired of this person. You're so tired of the heartache and the pain that you don't want to deal with it. And so instead of calling it like a synchronicity, which has more of a like positive connotation, you're saying like omen, which has more of a negative connotation. Oh, it's another fucking omen of this asshole. Great. I keep seeing this shit. I'm tired of it. There's the 22 here, which makes me think of 11:11. If you act uninterested, you guys may never be together again. Because somebody might be like, oh, well, they're not interested, then okay, I'll just move on. If you are interested, then open up and communicate this. And I understand it's easier said than done, but it's the only way. If you always act uninterested, this person's gonna think you're genuinely uninterested. They're gonna move the fuck on because they feel all this pain too. If you want to work things out, you have to be open. You have to be honest. Because if you can't do that shit before you're getting back together, how do you expect anything to work out? It won't. No matter how much you hope, you have to put in the effort, the time, the energy. You have to communicate how you're feeling. If you have hope for the connection, then communicate it. And their response is their response. If they act uninterested, don't waste your time. Be like, you know what? Straight up. If you don't want me, then just say so I can move the fuck on. Because I genuinely would like to try again. But if you don't want to, then I'm done. I'm not going to keep wasting my time. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. You don't want it, then fine. Tell me now. 3111. Oh, there's another one. Okay. So let's see. We have very soon in reverse. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. With all the twos and the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, even the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, they're also to some degree about decision making. Because in both of the original depictions of them, there's two and there's three. The three, like in the Three of Swords, representing perhaps like pain and heartache, but then the two of a decision. So it's like, if you never decide on what you want, it's never going to come. Literally. Very soon is in reverse. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. If you can't make a decision on what you want and you can't communicate it, then it's not going to happen. The next card we have in reverse is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So it's in reverse. I feel like this is saying, like, perhaps you do have this genuine, what's the fucking word? Fuck. Unconditional love. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. So I feel like what this is saying in reverse, this unrequited love, would be like there's not enough love here to really make it last. But within reverse, I'm hearing like unconditional love. So it's like perhaps you love this person so much unconditionally, you put up with shit, you're willing to try again. But if you can't communicate how you really feel about this person, then that's not going to mean anything. And it's not that it literally won't mean something, it's that like it's not going to help the situation. If nobody speaks their damn mind, then it's going to be a fucking stalemate. And underneath we have you deserve love. You are lovable. You need to reach towards what it is that you want. You need to figure out what you want and aim at it and go after it. Don't expect it to come just because you want it, because you hope and pray. Okay, that's great. You hope and pray about it. What are you going to do about it? What's the next step for you? Open up. It's hard, but I mean, again, if somebody's not ready, then they're going to say it, or it's going to be obvious. And at that point, you'll at least have a better understanding of what you should do. I saw 34, 33 turn to 34, 34. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 can be a number of spirituality. I'm thinking chakras, alignment. There may be a lot of imbalances, and perhaps you think like, man, Like, I love this person unconditionally, but like at the same time, man, they're just so fucking annoying. There's certain things that they do that they just know gets under my skin and just boils me alive. How can I have a healthy boundaries with unconditional love? And that's the thing. Just because you love someone unconditionally doesn't mean that you are not allowed to have healthy boundaries. You're a human being. You deserve to have healthy boundaries. If there's something that bothers you, you deserve somebody who's going to respect that. And if you guys disagree, then you guys should work things out. Come to compromises if you need to. Oh shit. Okay. So underneath we have mouse. I heard little but mighty. And there's 2 cards that fell. We have the swan in reverse, which I don't read these in reverse, but I'm going to read this one in reverse, even though it's literally mirrored. That's interesting. And lizard. Maybe one of you are short. Very petite, small. I heard like higher pitched voice or kind of squeaky. I heard like a squeaky sneeze or like a teeny tiny little sneeze. I heard pay attention to details, read between the lines. And interesting, I picked the mouse card up and I didn't mean to, but picked out another card and it's eagle, and under eagle is hawk. So it's interesting that under the mouse are 2 birds of prey, which would gladly eat a mouse any day. So it's like deep down inside, there's this innocence, this purity, this sweetness. But then there's also this prey, this predator, this guardedness. I feel like both of them are scoping out like what's beneath them. Both of these, the eagle and the hawk, are kind of, they're flying above and they're scoping out what they see. And if they see the mouse, they're gonna try and grab the mouse. I heard vigilance, hypervigilance. We have here 6 lights. 6 can symbolize love and balance. I feel like both of you are in a situation, especially with the swan in reverse here, but it's just mirrored. Like both of you are in a situation where you're not sure 100% where the other person is coming from. You're not sure if they're friend or foe, if they're trying to be the predator, or if they are like friendly. I feel like somebody in this connection feels like they have to be very careful or very mindful of how they represent themselves or how they show themselves out in the world. But the swan here in reverse is making me feel like you guys may feel this mirroring energy with each other. You feel this. You know it deep down inside, but you deny it. It's in reverse. Swans mate for life. They don't go fucking around. It's like you guys are questioning each other's motives. You're thinking that you guys are 2 separate, like completely separate people, completely different, when in truth you guys are more similar than you really allow yourself to believe at this point. And I feel like that's because of all the pain, the heartache, and the trauma. But deep down inside, you guys know about this connection. You feel it. If you're in a spiritual connection, especially a twin flame connection, you feel it. It's undeniable. And even if it has no words to it, like, there is that undeniable understanding. No matter how much you tell yourself, no, they're not, I hate them, I'm done, I'm tired of it, like, they'll always be there, haunting your mind, because you guys are literally a mirror image of each other. And that doesn't have to mean you guys are literally into the same things. That doesn't have to mean you guys look similar. No, it just means that there's this essence within you that is of the same grain, of the same stone, same energy. Again, there's this mirroring going on. With lizard here, I know this is a bearded dragon. Looks like a beardy, but I'm thinking of chameleon. I think chameleon is a card in this deck, but I'm getting that energy here. Someone may be hiding how they feel, so much so to the point where it's like, I don't want them to see me. I don't want them to know how I'm feeling. I just want to disappear. I don't want to deal with the situation. It's too painful. Reptiles shed their skin. And what I'm getting with this here is that there's a need to shed outdated perspectives, beliefs, and memories. If you want something to work with somebody, you gotta make it work. You have to let go. You have to forgive each other and move on. And if you don't want to do that, it's not gonna work. You cannot harbor resentment or harbor this hate or distrust towards somebody and expect things to heal and move and work, because it won't happen like that if that's the case. Stop trying to hide from each other. Stop trying to hide the feelings, because if this is a divine connection, no matter how much you try to bullshit each other, it's not gonna work. You might get in each other's head like, okay, yeah, I don't think this person loves me, then I'm just gonna move on. But deep down inside, you guys are gonna know it's bullshit. You'll know. If it's truly, truly a twin flame connection, it will be undeniable to your soul, and you will feel it. No matter how much you deny it in person, no matter how much they react or they distance themselves or you distance yourself, that's not going to change the fact that you feel it deep down in your soul. Deep down in your heart, you're going to feel they're still thinking about you. They're still wanting something with you. They still have feelings for you. Even if they, in the 3D world, they're like, no, I don't have feelings for you. No, I don't want to hang out. No, I don't like you anymore. I'm done with this. Deep down inside, you're going to know it's bullshit. You can't hide from a divine connection. Like, especially the stronger your intuition is, or the stronger this person's intuition is, you can't bullshit each other. You can't. Like, you can. And maybe they'll believe it with their physical eyes or with their emotions or whatever. But again, deep down inside, there's always going to be that what if. There's always going to be that, well, I think they're full of shit. I saw 4414. Is about stability. I saw like the 4 of Wands in my mind. Again, making me think of stability, but also making me think of marriage. So perhaps you may have been married to this person. You guys were engaged at some point, or at some point you guys were talking about marriage. Perhaps you fantasize, or this person fantasizes about getting married. Perhaps that's not for everyone. We have mutable. And underneath we have House 12. Spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. Mutable, surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. We have Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. It's like pouring out of emotions pouring out, saying how you feel. Welcoming change. We had about here, we had the Death card in reverse, which is about refusing change. And then here we have here for advice is saying surrender to change. If you really want shit to work out, then you have to welcome change. Change is the only constant in life. Whether we like it or not doesn't fucking mean shit. It's always gonna happen. Things are always gonna change. Right? I just got an analogy in my head, like, imagine an old stubborn ass person that's like, well, in my time things were like this. Was like, okay, that was your time. That was how long ago? With all due respect, times change, and that's okay. You might not like it, but it would help you understand people better and other people understand you better if you guys communicate instead of just thinking that everything's wrong just because it's not the way you like it to be. To some degree, you have to surrender to change. And if not, then you're always going to be the stubborn, bitter, angry person. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, it doesn't matter. With this House 12, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing, there's this need to remove yourself from the cage of your own mind, to try something new. We have the moon here covered in clouds. Excuse me. Air, water, freedom, caged. Perhaps somebody feels caged in this situation because of all the difficulty that's been going on. This definitely, with this card, the spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing, definitely feel like this is a huge message of, the twin flame energy, this deep sacred energy, this soul connection. But we are two completely different people. I heard. Perhaps, but you guys are still on this journey together. If you want to have the best outcome, why not work on things together? So you can grow together, expand together, evolve together. Deep down inside, both in this connection have pains and traumas. I feel like one may have more than the other. Perhaps one shows it more than the other. And the one that stays the most quiet about it has more trauma. The one that is more open about how they feel and open about like their past doesn't have as much, but they still have some deep-seated fears and doubts. Both people try to come off as being put together, but both of them have these scratches and these difficulties, these challenges that are obvious to the other. One is trying to be transparent more than the other. The other one is more quiet and in fear, perhaps. More fearful of the possibility of reconnecting or opening up about certain things, about their past, about things that have happened to them, whether it was like people targeting them or some kind of, deep-seated child traumas or traumas from their past relationships or people they were into to some degree. Reflective. This person, I feel like, tries to reflect or deflect. Is that the word? Perhaps one tries to ask questions about something, about what this other person thinks, and this person deflects. They dance around the topic. They do everything that they can so that they don't have to be open and honest. And I feel like for some of them, it's because, or for some of you, it's because, again, there's this deep-seated kind of fear. Okay. So, we are getting messages from the last deck, and then we will pull some handwritten messages. Archangel Raphael, provider of healing for mind, body, and spirit. There's a need for recalibration, a need for rebalancing. If you guys want things to work out, then you have to work out. You have to work it out. If you desire change, then you have to make change. If you desire freedom, then you have to allow yourself to be more free. Breathe. Expand, grow, share. Share your journey with each other. It will help bring you two together. And there's all these animals here at the bottom in pairs. We have 2 horses, we have like 2 wolves. Well, not all of them are in 2s, but I'm seeing the coupling. Even here, I don't know what those are, but there's 2. And interesting, there's a mouse like in the middle of the field alone. And we did get the mouse card underneath the deck. So it's like, it's time for healing. If you want shit to work out, then you have to heal yourself. You have to work on your mind, your body, and your spirit. Make sure that you are doing your best to be healthier, whatever that means to you. Make sure you're doing your best to connect with yourself deep within. And make sure that you are doing your best to be mindful of your thoughts, your intentions, your desires. What are your desires and why? Underneath we have self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. So I feel like this is kind of going back to the message of with or without this person, you need to do what's right for you. If they really love you and you really love them and you guys open up to each other and communicate how you really feel, then things can potentially work out. But there has to be this desire, this vulnerability to open up. Okay, so let's see. Whoa, quite a bit of messages here. Did I drop something? Okay. We have Labradorite, clairvoyance, awareness, and luck. The awareness is going back to what I mentioned about the mind. Be mindful of your thoughts and of what you're trying to bring into your life and what it is you're letting go of. Clairvoyance is saying that you know what's best for you and to trust yourself, trust your intuition, and listen to your heart, listen to what you truly feel. And despite circumstances not lining up in the physical world, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not, that there's not steps towards that. If you want things to happen faster, it's important to remember to be patient, but the only way to have things happen faster is for you to put yourself out there and ask the questions you need to ask, say the things that you need to say, because if you're not going to approach this person might not approach you. We have people are waiting for cues from you, lead them well. You might have to be, whether you're male or female, you might have to be the first one to reach out and to say, like, these are my feelings for you. Or the first one to ask to hang out, and then be the first one to, when the time feels right, if it does, to admit, like, you still have feelings or that you have any feelings at all. We have your effortless humor will help someone in need. So remain lighthearted in the situation. If you do hang out with this person, like, don't make it all like, well, this and this and this and this. Like, don't forget to be balanced, and don't forget to look in the mirror. But have fun. Like, it's more important that you have a strong connection as friends before just jumping into something. The best way to navigate through life is to give up all of our controls. So this goes back to this mutable energy, this surrender energy. The best way to navigate through life is not to hold anyone or anything to these unrealistic expectations or these desired outcomes that you have, no matter how much you want it to happen. In the end, everyone has free will, and as much as you hope and pray doesn't mean that's going to happen. We have night, intuition, blockage, you, gambler, gift, school. Oh shit. School fell. I don't know, maybe somebody dropped out or is thinking about dropping out. Protection. I consistently have new ideas to create the life I want. This is correlating to the sacral chakra, the color orange, and Tuesday. I consistently have new ideas to create the life that I want. So what this is saying here is, like, don't focus on the outcome of this situation. Focus on what you can do in your life to better yourself, and do what you can do to help each other, and do what you can do to be there for each other. You're amazing. You better believe it. It's like a little bat. So perhaps deep down inside, despite all of the difficulties and the challenges, you guys still have this deep appreciation for each other. Maybe this person works late shifts, or you. Maybe somebody was blocked or ghosted, or there's just a lot of difficulties, a lot of differences in schedules, or perhaps like some kind of blockages, and that could be like a plethora of different things. Your intuition is telling you to be patient and to focus on yourself, what it is that you need to do for yourself, and if you really do desire this connection, then, you know, there's nothing wrong with thinking like, okay, what can I do? Like, how can I say this in a way that's not pushy or anything like that? With this gambler, I'm not saying that this person or you literally are a gambler or anything, but this could be like, you might have to take a gamble in the sense of like putting yourself out there like, hey, you know what? I admit I still have feelings for you. You know, you might have to still put yourself out there and see what happens. And again, that can help determine like where this person is at in their own journey. Okay? So, thank you so much, Pile 1. I really appreciate you for being here. I hope that these messages brought you some clarity and perspective into your situation. And I hope that everything works out. I know that the twin flame connection or journey is very difficult and annoying sometimes. It's just full of so much chaos and difficulty, strife and challenges. But it's important to remind yourself, like, it's better for things to happen at the right timing versus for things to happen just because we want it to happen. Because chances are, like, if it happens when we want it, it's not going to be ready. It's like somebody who's cooking and they wait till they're fucking starving and they start cooking. Well, like, I'm a vegetarian, but if you eat meat and you're starving so much that you just want to eat it like right away, like, you're gonna get sick because you have to prepare the food. You have to wait for it to cook for it to be edible, without like the chances of getting some kind of disease or some kind of illness, or, you know, getting nauseous and such from the rawness. All right, so thank you so much again, Pile number 1 or Crystal number 1. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Alrighty. So, the next pile we have is pile number 2. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your portion of this reading. It may be very long. The first one was pretty long. So, right away, this particular crystal gives me a lot of phallic vibes. It reminds me of a penis. I'm not gonna lie. It is a spirit quartz. We have all of these little, teeny tiny little quartz points growing from these two. Perhaps you're a parent, perhaps this person is a parent, perhaps you guys have some kind of dependence on you, some people depending on you. Now, even though these two crystals have grown together, because they're two different ones, they're so milky. It's phallic and they look milky. So wrong. Anyway, cochina. Punk. So what I'm getting from this is that perhaps you're already with this person and you're inquiring about them because, like, they don't share their emotions, they're not very open, and it's kind of hard for them to be transparent with you or for you to be transparent with them. Perhaps you guys feel like there's a lot of people in your life that are depending on you guys, either collectively, like both of you guys together, or separately. It feels like a lot of difficulties or a lot of burdens, a lot of challenge here. There's this split. Perhaps you guys have split, perhaps you're divorced, or you're just separated from your partner. But obviously, if you're watching this, there's at least some degree, some desire of reconciliation or working things out or building upon the foundation that you guys have started. I feel like you guys may feel like there's a lot of burden, a lot of challenges that you guys are facing in your life right now. A bunch of cards fell out, so I'm just gonna pull from the first one and then underneath. Okay. So underneath the deck is Salios, that is the Two of Swords. And then the card that we pulled is Stolas, Poetic Entity number 36. And the other one, Salios, is number 19. So Stolas here is the Ten of Cups. We have Virgo. Wisdom, watching, observation, crying, pouring out, expansion, change, steadfastness, with the Ten of Cups, perhaps like if this is your connection, if you are already in a connection, you guys have to some degree or currently do have this stability within your connection. You guys have already established something again, or want to, or have something established already. See from a different perspective, I heard. And I heard the star. As soon as I saw this here, this one, I thought of the star card. There's this desire for hope. Let me see here. Under the deck, we have this giant snake that has a woman's head in its mouth. This is the Two of Swords. It's about making a decision. And in this card, I'm getting this feeling like the decision is to cut off this entity, this being, this other person, or yourself. In essence, whichever you cut off If it is a cutting off, a severing, it will not do good in a way. And what I mean by that is, like, if that's not your true intention, if that's what you don't want, if that's truly against your truest desires, then it's not going to, perhaps it won't help the situation. However, things happen for a reason. A severing of a connection doesn't necessarily mean that it will be done forever. If this is a connection that has already been severed, I feel like you and or this person have been wanting to communicate certain feelings, desires, opinions, ideas, but are afraid that the other person will view it negatively or not in the best light. We have here, I believe, Venus, Cancer, It's like, what are you holding on to? If you're holding on to a connection just because you are already together, or just because you guys are married, or just because whatever the case is, if you absolutely cannot work things out, if you have done everything in your power to try to work things out and it doesn't change, then you might have to end it. And if you choose not to, then you are literally taking from yourself, taking your own happiness away, not allowing yourself to expand and to grow, to evolve, and to try new things out of fear of losing this one person. But if they're not there for you, why do you put yourself in this situation? Why do you allow yourself to put up with the bullshit? I feel like some people, either you or somebody in this connection, are very manipulative and or controlling. The grasp is hard. Okay. So, let's see what we get from this deck. We have the Two of Swords, and underneath we have the Tower in reverse. Sorry for all those sounds, you guys. I can't control that. So it's interesting because the Two of Swords was underneath the first deck, and then the Two of Swords came out as the main card of the second deck. So it's like something is coming to light. Perhaps you and or this person have thought about making a decision, and it's like you're finally have decided to come forward, or this person has finally decided to come forward. There's still this lurking or trying to figure out the right timing, when to vocalize, when to speak your mind about a situation that perhaps has involved some pain from lack of trust because of secrets, hiding something. I heard feminine. So either you are very hurt by this other person doing this to you, or you are the one that's kind of keeping some secrets. lurking in the water. It's really interesting because it's like, again, that decision to speak your mind. What are you going to decide on? What is it that you really want? And how is it that you're going to achieve it? I feel like somebody's waiting for the right time to come forward, to express themselves, to speak their mind. With the Tower in reverse, I get this feeling like there's this desire to let go of pain, to let go of trauma, to let go of the past, but also to let go of this feeling like things have to happen in your timing. We see this raven here with this like pocket watch. Just because things don't happen at your timing doesn't mean that, you know, there's no possibility. We see the storm. I heard the eye of the storm. After every storm, after every like rain, you know, there's a rainbow. I heard reflect, reflective, reflecting. I feel like you are trying to reflect on what it is that you truly want from this person. With the Knight of Pentacles underneath, it's like perhaps somebody is afraid, afraid of coming forward, of admitting how they feel, of giving a tangible offer of commitment. Okay, so we have here the Ace of Wands in reverse. And under the deck, we have the Six of Swords upright. There may be this desire for more. Perhaps both people in this connection have, to some degree or at some point, talked about getting married or having a family, having children or pets or whatever the case is. There's this desire to want to nurture each other, but this difficulty in actually following through with it. I heard whisper sweet little somethings or nothing in my ear. Whisper in my ear. Tell me you love me. I heard tell me what you want to hear. Tell me. Perhaps you guys have had so many difficulties and challenges in your connection that it feels like fire, like being burnt alive. the Six of Swords, it's like there's this desire to move forward, this desire to move on, this desire to move past the past. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like maybe you or this person has kids already, or maybe you guys have kids together, or fur babies together, little critters. There's this desire to nurture. It's like, I feel like some of you feel like, well, how much of it is real? You know, does this person still like care? Are they just doing it because we're married, or just because, you know, whatever the case is? Perhaps somebody got pregnant too soon. You would like to see this person step up into the father or mother role. But if they have not, and they're showing signs that they're not ready, you can't hold on to them. It will just cause you pain. Let's see. We have soulmate in reverse. Yes, this is your soulmate. So perhaps some of you are feeling like, man, you know what, this connection, I'm not so sure about it anymore. Separation, it's like, if we really were soulmates, why would we be separated from each other? Why would we be going through all this shit? If we're really twin flames, why would this be so difficult? Well, some will argue that the twin flame connection will probably be the hardest, because it is a mirroring connection. It will make you have to face yourself and face each other in the most real and vulnerable ways. And if you're not able to, then there's no guarantee that it'll be healthy and work out. Sometimes I feel like you may tell yourself, this isn't my soulmate, and it's because you feel it deep down inside that you are. And I just saw 123. 123 to me symbolizes a new beginning. It symbolizes taking those steps forward. This person isn't my soulmate because if they were, they'd be with me, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not really true. Soulmate connections are very difficult. Twin flame connections, if you really do research on it, you'll find out it's not easy. It's not easy to face yourself. And in a twin flame connection, in order to really have a healthy balance between each other, you have to have a healthy balance within yourself. And if you don't have that, then like it's not going to be a surprise really that things aren't going to work out, no matter how much you want it to happen. If there's this imbalance, if there's anything like that, then it's just not healthy. Don't try to force something because you feel like, well, we're meant to be together. Like, yeah, perhaps you are, but that doesn't mean that you're meant to put up with each other's bullshit. It means you're meant to grow. It means you're meant to evolve, meant to inspire each other. Okay. Under the deck, we have shark. The cards that fell, there were 2 cards. It is cobra and rabbit. With this cobra, I feel this energy of vigilance. I also feel that here with Stolas. The eyes. I have a feeling maybe you and or this person doesn't like to look each other in the eyes, because then you feel, if this really is a soulmate connection, a twin flame connection, then you feel it when you look into each other's eyes. And if you don't feel it, then you know, it's like, is this real? Is this just a trick? I'm also seeing here like this rabbit in between the cobra and the shark. It's like, although this is a sea creature and the rabbit is a land creature, it's like the rabbit knows that there's some kind of danger. There's like warning signs. I feel like if you're staying with this person just because you guys have the idea that you're twin flames, or you know, something like that, if that's literally the only thing holding you guys together, then it's not worth it, then it's not true. The title's just a title. Anyone can give anyone a title, but like if the energy's not there, if it's not right, then it's not right. That doesn't necessarily mean that's not a connection, like a deep connection or a twin flame connection. You know what is right for you. You know what it is for you. But there's this need for vigilance. Like the cobra, I just imagine it kind of like swaying side to side, just watching. It's ready to strike. Rabbits are really fast. They also procreate very frequently, or a lot. They have a lot of babies. And again, like this, I did mention a potential family or pregnancy, perhaps even. There's this need to be careful, this need to be aware of people, places, and things that seem to be chill, and then when you're not looking, they strike. Out for blood, I heard. Two-faced. I heard lucky. I don't know, this message might be for somebody very specific, but maybe this person, you call them lucky, or maybe you call yourself lucky. Maybe they have a rabbit's foot, or you do. I feel like that's very specific. Always watching, always listening. I heard. Vigilance. Being careful. And to some degree, this overcautiousness. Oh, there are too many cards that fell out, but I'll pick those two, and then underneath we have the moon. Satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others. Remember I mentioned about the moon, potential secrets? We have that here again. This person and or you are making sure that the other person isn't lying, trying to uncover the secrets of the connection, the secrets of the past. Emotional needs. If you guys really want to work things out, then you'll be there for each other. You'll be that shoulder to cry on. You'll be each other's cheerleader. You would truly support each other and want the best for each other. You would nurture yourself and the other person in the connection. We have fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. I just saw 131-1. And then I saw 131-3. Here, this is making me think of knowledge. It's like you know what's best for you in the moment right now. It's important for you to build confidence in yourself, to be more optimistic about your situation or about like your life in general right now. To move towards your passions with bravery. To not be afraid of what anyone else thinks, as long as you're not harming anybody. You deserve to follow that light within you, to follow that fire, that passion within you. Fan the flame so that it grows, not so that it shuts off. And then we have Pluto, transformation. And then it came out in reverse. So, like it was upright and then it fell into the reverse position. I'm saying like there's this understanding that there needs to be changes and transformations. With this moon card, I was going to mention perhaps you or this person is water sign. And then we have Pluto here, which is about transformation. This is a Scorpio energy, a water sign energy. You have to be mindful of your perceptions, and that is a choice. And I am a firm believer that it is a choice. That doesn't mean it's an easy choice. That doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. But it is our choice to focus on our mentality, focus on our intentions, focus on, change and transformation, focus on what it is that we are thinking. I saw 6:16 on my clock. Obviously, on the time, like it can go over 60 minutes. So 1 divided by 6 is 6, even though I suck at math. But so it makes me think of 666, and then I just saw 22 seconds. So this may be a very loving connection. Maybe you're fearful of something that you do not understand about each other. There's that death energy, so there's going to be this fear here. This fear of change, this fear of vulnerability. And then again, like we have, this Pluto here is making me think of the moon. So again, there's more energy of the moon here. Even though I'm sure that's Pluto, but it's making me think of the moon. If you're thinking about what needs to change or you're struggling with that, it would be self-confidence, your attitude towards, being optimistic or pessimistic. If you're very hyper optimistic, then it's important for you to be realistic at the same time. And if you're very pessimistic, then it's important for you to understand that not everything is all bad. Like, have some fucking gratitude towards the beauty in your life, the people, the places, and the things in your life that share that passion. Pursue what it is that illuminates you with bravery. Fly towards it. Be free. Strive. Okay, so let's see here. So many cards are falling through. We have leadership. Set your goals. So we have more fire energy here. Leo energy. A torch. More energy of knowledge. Happiness. Sunshine. Ray of light. Perhaps you or this person is in a leadership role at work or in school or whatever the case is. I heard valedictorian, which I feel like is going to be a very, very like just maybe one person message. There's again this need for bravery. This need for confidence. In order to be brave, you have to have confidence in yourself that you are capable. And if you don't believe that you really are capable, then you have to at least have confidence in yourself that you're striving towards that. And that you will come into alignment with what it is that you truly need and want. But you have to give it a chance. Despite the sun setting, despite all the clouds, the rays of light are colorful and bountiful. It shows a lot that, you know, despite the sun setting, despite the difficulties and the challenges that you may feel in this connection, that there's always this essence of gratitude or happiness. Underneath the deck, we have cheer up, live in the moment. So if this is a separation, it's understandable that's going to be very difficult for you to move on or even to, you know, stay patient, regardless of what energy it is that you are leaning towards. It's important again to remember that there needs to be changes and transformations in order to have the truest, best outcome for you and your person. So let's go ahead and grab some messages here. So, crystal number 1 got a lot of different ones, so I'm going to pull some more for you. I think that's good. Alright, so, no! Okay, so self-sabotage, fail. It was the one that I really noticed prominently from the first grab that I did. It was upright and then it fell. When I picked it up, it was in reverse. So this is saying, be mindful of your mind. If you want this again, you cannot lie to yourself about it. That's not going to help the situation. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help your person. If you feel a certain way, then be honest about it. We have the sacral chakra, which correlates to orange and Tuesday. It says, I consistently have new ideas to create the life that I want. So this is saying no matter what is going on around you, no matter how your connection is going, it's important for you to understand that you have the power within you to focus on something else. If it's not working out and you're doing everything in your power, you've admitted how you feel, you're there for them, you're a shoulder to cry on, you're doing everything to be their best friend. And if they're not reciprocating, you telling yourself that it's not enough or that you're not enough is literally sabotaging yourself. You're not giving credit where credit is due, and you need to understand that you are good enough. You're more than good enough. You're powerful. Okay. So we have, if you can befriend yourself, you'll never be lonely. Sometimes, a lot of times, nobody wants to hear it, but we gotta love ourselves. Whether you like to hear it or not, I don't fucking care. It's the truth. And if you don't love yourself, good luck loving somebody else unconditionally. If you cannot learn to love the aspects of you that you dislike, or at least learn to accept them, it's going to be really hard for you to learn to love somebody unconditionally, because it's going to be hard for you to accept them, the parts of them that you don't like. Doesn't mean that it'll just make the pain go away. It doesn't mean that it'll make it easier. It just means that you understand that everybody's different. If you really want to work things out, then you have to, I saw 141:11, then you really have to work things out. If you want things to work out, then you have to do your best to be there for yourself, with or without this person. And once you're truly within yourself, like in a powerful energy within yourself, that will help the connection. And if it doesn't work out, then that will help you with the next connection. And if you really truly love yourself, then you know you don't need anybody. You can be there for yourself. And as much as we want somebody, we have to be there for ourselves above all else. This one says you can have your cake and eat it too. So what I feel from this is saying, like, if there's toxicity in the connection, it's important for you to remove yourself from it. Like, for example, if this person is making empty promises, but then they're going behind your back, doing things that they know hurt you, you know, it's not okay. Don't allow people to cross your boundaries, but it's important for you to establish boundaries together and establish, what will work and what won't work, to figure things out together and to compromise when needed. We have my horny one. So there's a lot of sexual energy here. I heard demon. Perhaps you or this person thinks that there is an aspect of the other that is like viewed as negative or taboo. And I would say whatever that energy is, look into it. Feel into it. Why is it that you feel that way? What is it about it that makes you so uncomfortable? Why? And be open to communicate to each other. We have relationship. We have hold me. There's night. Lust. So horny and lust. Interesting. We have self. And we have speak your mind. I feel like deep down inside, what you really want is a relationship with each other, perhaps, or that you really want a relationship with them, or vice versa. You really want to be there for each other and to hold each other and to establish a strong connection, a strong relationship, to work things out, and to not allow things to just be 3D, physical, body, but to speak your mind and to establish healthy boundaries. And then this self card again is making me think of, like, it's important for you to love yourself despite the circumstances, despite this person's actions, despite like how they say or how they respond or what it is that they act like or whatever. You need to be there for yourself above all else. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing for you, crystal number 2. I hope that this message resonated and brought you some clarity and perspective into your situation. And I really appreciate you for being here and sharing your time and energy with me. It really means a lot. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye. Alrighty. So getting ready for pile number 3. Bless you. Alrighty. So, hello, group number 3. This is the crystal that you chose. What I'm feeling here, with a lot of the other, well, both of the other piles, both crystals grow together and up and together. And with your group, I feel like this is kind of like maybe this imbalance. Maybe one person is much further along in their journey than the other, but I'm also hearing embrace. There has been in this connection a lot of difficulty, a lot of challenges. You guys are beaten and battered. It better not be literally. Don't fuck with somebody that's literally abusive. Fuck that person. Like, that's not okay. It never will be. And the statistics of people going back to their abuser end up dead are insane. Be careful. It's not a joke. If somebody is abusive, they don't deserve you. It doesn't matter if they say, I love you. It doesn't matter if they're your child's father or mother. It doesn't matter who the fuck they are. If they really love you, they would not lay a fucking finger on you like that. If they really love you, they'll get their shit together. And if they love the substance more, whatever the case is, then fuck it. They can have that. They don't deserve you. This is saying, I also have a feeling like, I heard you are beneath me. Or, alternatively, it could symbolize that somebody here in the connection holds the other person in high regard. Like holding them on a pedestal. You are this person, or perhaps both of you see each other as being less than the other, when in reality, the other person sees you as being more than themselves. You guys have gone through a lot in your connection or separately, if you guys have never been together. Perhaps this person is an ex. Perhaps this person has an initial A or V, X, D, N. Y. I just kind of started feeling like a pain in my back. Perhaps you guys have back problems, or this person has back problems. I know that's kind of common, but like, that came out of nowhere. You guys have been through a lot, and I feel like you guys, when you embrace, it just feels like so different. It feels like nothing else matters, like everything just disappears. I feel like one person really does lead more in this connection. Perhaps there's power play issues. Perhaps you guys are into like dom and submissive. begin. So it's interesting because I was shuffling and then there was this card that I feel like, hey, pick me. And it's actually the card that came out for the last one, which is Stolas. So I will mention briefly about this card, but I'm going to pick a different card for you. This card also came out in one of the previous piles. If you felt led or, you know, called to watch one of the other piles, maybe you should consider. So I won't actually mention much about those. I feel like this was more of a confirmation to you. Like if you genuinely felt called to one of the other piles, then consider watching it. I'm going to actually keep shuffling. I'm going to pull another card. And it fell. Okay. Underneath we have the goetic entity number 69. This is Dekarabia. Dekarabia. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. This is the star. Deca is 10, right? Decade. 10 years. Maybe you guys have known each other for 10 years. Or you guys, or more, maybe you guys have been together for 10 years. So the cards we have are both in reverse. We have Goetic Entity 38, which is Helpless, the Three of Wands. And we have Goetic Entity number 52, Alosis. I'm seeing this symbol here, like that, like an upside down pentacle. I feel like that's relevant. There's stars. I mean, we have the star card, and then we have this star here, and then we have, you know, these stars and the symbol. So again, if you felt drawn to one of the other piles, then consider watching at least the first part so that you can hear more about these two cards. But this one is the 10 of Cups and this is the 5 of Swords. Okay. Perhaps you felt drawn particularly to pile 2, maybe. Or pile 1. Okay. So, 8 of Pentacles. It's been difficult for you guys to work things out. Perhaps somebody is more within the earthly, the mentality of the earthly realm, and perhaps the other is more concerned about spirituality. It's difficult for you guys to find balance in the connection. I'm seeing Venus and Sagittarius. You guys want to work things out, but it's difficult for you to see eye to eye. Heard shadow, embrace the shadow. Maybe there's something, maybe there's something in your connection that has been difficult to embrace or to accept. I feel like this is something that has caused difficulty in your connection if you are together or have been together in the past. Or maybe you guys are thinking about getting together, but you do see certain tendencies or certain things that's making you reconsider. We also have the Three of Wands, or defensiveness. There's like this huge fort that is guarded. With the three, I believe they're called mortars. The three mortars, or cannons. It's making me think of the Three of Swords. I was gonna say, or the Three of Wands, and this is the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is about like a desire to move forward, to consider different options, to see things from different perspectives, and to do the best that you can do to receive the best outcome, being strategic and planning ahead. I see potentially Mars, Libra. Fortress. You'll never get through these walls. My fortress, my heart is guarded. It has been hurt so many times. Walk on the fringe. I heard ostracized. Hunted down. Misunderstood. This may be the masculine's energy. However, with Libra here, it's making me think like there may be this mirroring or this kind of balanced energy. And what I mean balanced is not like in a positive, like this negative balance. Like this person feels this way, and most likely so do you. Underneath, with the star, it's like there's this desire to be hopeful. We have the number 7. And this correlates to the 7 of, I believe, the 7 of Swords as well. Under the cover of nighttime, I heard, I am beside you. I am with you. Though you cannot see me, I send you my energy. This could be you or this person you're dealing with. And perhaps it's sexual energy. Perhaps it's this energy of, like, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say elements, but There's this desire for alignment. Her chakras. We have the moon, we have Pisces. I heard Black Moon Lilith. Ritual in the cover of the night. Maybe you and this person don't see eye to eye in religious or spiritual beliefs. I feel like that's for like a few of you. In the cover of night, I heard again. Perhaps this person or you are really like night people, night owls. Perhaps you work at night, always awake in the middle of the night. Getting creative and having ideas in the nighttime. Connecting with your spirits, your guides, your angels, demons, ancestors, whatever. Mostly in the nighttime. I heard, I see the stars. I hope. I wish upon a star. To work things out potentially, or to remove the blockages that don't allow things to work out. Okay, so let's see what comes out in this next deck. Those almost fell. There's 3. So underneath is suspended in reverse, which is the Hanged Man in this deck, I believe. That would make most sense, right? And then the 3 of Swords underneath that in reverse. Temperance. The Magician. 7 of Cups. Ace of Swords. Right. We have the Queen of Swords. Chariot. And the Fool. So these feel like very strong energies. Queen of Swords. Perhaps the feminine in this connection, whether male or female, doesn't matter, has laid down the law, so to speak, has said, like, these are my boundaries and no one will cross it. If you have a problem, then we can compromise or not. But if you don't respect my boundaries and you don't at least acknowledge them or something, then, like, I'm not going to move forward with you. They could have also said, like, I want to work things out. I want to release the fears and the doubts. I want to open up about these secrets or these perspectives, like spiritual or religious perspectives. But I get the sense like I want to open up, but you won't like it. You won't like what I do. You won't like the entities I work with. You'll probably be more guarded and judge me harshly. So I hide it. I hide some of those aspects of me because, for some of you, I hide those aspects of me because I love you. But I know that this will probably create some disturbances or difficulties within our connection. And that's not what I want. I hide what I truly feel or think about it. I want to speak my mind. I want to show you, but it's too painful. It's too scary. So I guess all I can do is just take one step at a time and see if you'll truly accept me for who I really am, with unconditional love. Nothing wrong with having boundaries. That's a part of unconditional love, is understanding the differences and doing the best to create balance between anyone involved. But if you don't see me for who I really am, then how can I open up to you? You want me to open up, but then like you hate these aspects of me. I feel judged. I feel misunderstood. I feel unappreciated. I've dealt with a lot of shit in the past, from different people, from exes, from family. And you felt like this one safe place for me, this safe haven. And now that you know some of the things that I am into, or some of these aspects of myself, and now you are judging me, I'm very disappointed. I'm very hurt. If you want to work things out, then you need to understand that things have to be seen from both perspectives, from different perspectives. Even if one does not agree with the other, at least try to understand the other point of view. And you do not. You make me feel evil. You make me feel bad. You make me feel different. Instead of looking in the mirror and acknowledging that you have these aspects within yourself, and just because you don't say it out loud doesn't mean that you don't, just because you don't act upon it doesn't mean it's not there. I watch, or I try to see things from when the right opportunity will come, so that I can speak my mind sometimes, because with you it's very difficult to know when is the right time. You want me to come forward, you want me to be open, you want me to be honest, but then you judge me. That's why I feel so heavily guarded. That's why it's so hard for me to speak my mind to you. It's like you don't understand me, like you don't even try. And that hurts. It hurts so much. And for you, maybe it seems easier because you have people that understand you, that support you, that see you as this good person. And here I am, literally an outcast. And you have also outcasted me to some degree. You make me feel unworthy when I know that I am deserving. You make me feel bad even though I know that I am good, or that I have a lot of good to give. have a big heart, and it's so guarded because I heard people like you. People like you, or the people that surround you, just don't get it. And I'm left here to pick up the pieces. I'm left here to be an outcast, to feel like I have no one around me, just because everyone else around me would rather be comfortable and not look in the fucking mirror, not challenge themselves, and not face themselves, and not see the truth of what is right in front of them. I wish I could spread my wings and fly and just carry all this truth away sometimes, because it's just hard. You want me to be open and honest, but then when I am, you just shut me down. So I lay my sword down. I keep quiet. And I stay vigilant, because you make me feel like I need to. You make me feel like you'll strike at any moment, just to make me feel like I'm a bad person. That's not right, that's not fair. You think that you're all good, you think that you're all light, love and light. But look in the mirror, face yourself, know thyself, know the truth. Stop lying to yourself, and stop allowing others to feed you these lies, and stop taking every word from these people as the truth. Challenge it. Research it. Do your own fucking research. Question everything. I heard sphere of darkness, void, obsidian, onyx, black tourmaline. This is a lot about black stones here, so I feel like this person's very heavily guarded around you, or if this is your energy, that this may be this may be how you're feeling about this person. Alright, so the next thing that we have is the Chariot. Oh, sorry. Wanting to move forward, wanting to plan ahead, wanting to find balance between a connection or a situation. But there is this void, there is this darkness, and there's more here about this moon. Moons, or the moon card in tarot, can symbolize secrets, or did we have the moon? No, I just mentioned moon. Yeah. Could also symbolize healing. There's a need for healing. There's a need to heal the darkness. There's a need to stop being blinded by the light in order to see the darkness. It is necessary for growth. If you always look into the light, you will be blind. And then I heard, like, if you maneuver in the dark, you are also blind. But it's like your eyes adjust. You start to see, you start to hear. It's like echolocation. Maybe somebody wears glasses or has like difficulty with sight. Maybe some kind of eye disease or something that has deteriorated the eyesight. Balance. A need for balance. Fly high, soar high. Don't give up. Continue forward despite whatever happens between you and this person. Take a leap of faith. I saw 2:16:16. 6 is the number of love, 1 amplification or alignment to me, and then 7 is a number of spirituality or also alignment, in my opinion. The Fool is saying not to be afraid. This is saying to view things from a different perspective. You're refusing, or this person is refusing to view things from a different perspective. But if that channeled message that I gave, focusing on this Queen of Swords is like your energy, then you feel misunderstood. If this is this other person's energy, then they feel like you refuse to see them for who they really are. You refuse to see the good in them because of your fears of what? The darkness? The fears of their inner demons? What about yours? We all have them. It's not that they're evil. It's that they are a different aspect of ourselves meant to help us face ourselves. And that is the hardest part of ourselves to face. And most people don't even face it. But most people will never truly understand who they really are unless they do. Suspended in reverse is saying, like, please try to view things from a different perspective if you want things to work out, because if not, like, I'm tired of the pain. But, like, trying to be patient, trying to manifest. But, like, at this point, if you can't accept me or you can't even try, then maybe I should just move on and see what else is there for me, what other potentials are there. You want me to be patient with you, but, like, you can't even see, like, who I really am. Do you really love me for who I really am? Or do you just say that because you don't want to feel bad, because you don't want to admit that, like, there are aspects of me that you hate or that you fear, that you can't stand? And it's like, just because you can't understand it doesn't mean that it's not good. If you want me to spread my wings and fly, if you want me to admit the truth, if you want me to be patient, then you have to work with me. You cannot bind love. It's not going to work. It's not going to be healthy. Things are just going to fall apart. Okay. Alright. So let's move on to the next deck. That was a lot. I was not expecting that. Someone needed to hear that channeled message for real. I would strongly suggest, like, if you're somebody who has been raised in a religious background or something, and this person is into things that you deem as evil or wrong, I would highly recommend that you actually do your own research about it. Ask them questions. Ask them. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey, I'm trying to understand you a little bit more, and because I don't understand this, I would like to understand from your perspective, like, why are you into this, or how does it help you? But in the end, like, if you really care, then do your own research about it. And I guarantee you'll find out more than you think if you actually diligently do research. And I'm not saying do research based on people that are around your circle will say. So, like, let's say, for example, if you're Christian and you know, in Christianity, for example, witchcraft is evil or some shit, like, do research on it based on actual practitioners' perspectives, not other religious people, because then you're gonna get the same results. Oh, it's evil, it's bad, don't do it, or else you'll be sent to hell or some shit. Well, I mean, if you actually care about this person, you actually genuinely want to figure out why it is that they do what they do, then research it from the perspective of people that actually know what the fuck they're doing and what the fuck they're talking about. Not just people that deem, oh, it's evil. Why? Why? Because the book says so? Because you're afraid of it? I saw 2:21:21. You're afraid of magic. You're afraid of witchcraft. You're afraid of some kind of spirituality, or this person is. If they are, then express like how you feel and why it is that you do things that you do. If you genuinely want them to accept you, then you have to open up. And if they keep, you know, if they keep shunning you or trying to be like, well, you're evil because of this, then maybe they don't deserve you. And it sucks no matter how much you guys love each other, but don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be with someone who can't accept you for who you are. Do yourself a favor, just don't. And if this is you, then like, you really want this person, you really feel this deep connection, and maybe this is a part of why somebody feels above somebody else. I saw 2:22:22. Maybe somebody's like, oh, well, I'm the good guy and you're the bad guy, because like, I do white magic and you do black magic, or like, I work with angels and you work with demons, or like something like that, like so stupid, like so like black and white. Come on. There's such an array of colors, and each and every single color has its own hue, its own tints and shades. A tint is when you add white or light to a color, and a shade is when you add dark or black to a color. There's a full spectrum of colors that we cannot even perceive with our limited eyes. Our human limited eyes. Animals can see more than us. There's more than black and white. Even if there was only black and white, even people that are colorblind still see a wide range of spectrum of gray. It's not as black and white as you think. And if you actually care about this person, then you'll get off your ass and do fucking research about it. Or ask them. And you will have to challenge your own perspectives. And if you don't want to, then don't. But then don't cry about it when they're like, well, then I'm not going to be with you because you can't even accept me without trying to convert me. I feel like somebody here is trying to control somebody else's spiritual perspectives. And that's disgusting. Whether you're religious or not, whether this person's religious or not. Like, if you guys genuinely love each other, that won't mean anything. You guys will want to open up and maybe share your perspectives and maybe learn from each other instead of just being like, well, you're bad and I'm good. Look in the mirror, because, I mean, if only God can judge, why are you judging? If you're supposed to love thy neighbor, then why do you hate people that practice different things because you're afraid? I don't know. This is the King of Pentacles in reverse. This person, I feel like this is the masculine. This person is not going to come forward if they see that you're going to be trying to convert them. No, like, who the fuck would want to do that? Unless they genuinely want to convert, then cool, easy for you. But if they don't want to, then don't force it on them. If you really love them, then you'll at least try to understand. And if you don't want to understand, then you're gonna lose them, and rightfully so. Then they'll find somebody else who will appreciate them for their practices and think that they're a beautiful person, despite what they have been raised to believe. We have the Knave of Pentacles. That is the Page of Pentacles. I feel like somebody here, again, it's like this dynamic, this hierarchy, like, well, I'm better than you because God is on my side. And who's on your side? God too. If God is there for everyone and with everyone, if God loves even the serial killers out there and forgives them, then like, who the fuck are you to think that this person that practices whatever the fuck that they do is evil? I would say as long as you're not raping and murdering people, then you do you, right? I mean, people can argue they're literally like priests raping children, and that's not okay. Nor will it ever be. And they get nothing. Like, they still have their position of power, and they even have other priests trying to protect them. Maybe you should look within your own community. You're calling these other people evil or something when you have evil around you. Like people raping and murdering people, or like, that's an extreme. I'm not saying that you're literally, you have that going on, but like, look in the fucking mirror, alright? That's what I'm getting. So this person's probably not even gonna bother. If you cannot allow them to be who they are, if you cannot even try to understand them, then they're gonna be like, why the fuck am I wasting my time? This person doesn't actually love me. Because if they did, then they would know, like, I'm not out to get them. Like, they would see everything that I do for them and everything that I have done. And everything that I say I'm gonna do, because they know that I follow through. But if you see this person, like, they're just trying to manipulate you when they're not actually trying to manipulate you, don't be surprised when they're heavily guarded. Don't be surprised when you ask, like, well, what do you think about this? And they tell you, and then you get all frustrated, like, oh my God, like, that's bad, and blah, 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 and you're gonna go to hell. You should go to church and repent. I don't know, like, where this is going. Somebody really needs to hear this, and I feel like this is a message for just, like, a couple people, perhaps, or maybe even just one. I think once you push past this person's differences and you try to understand them, you'll see that they're not trying to manipulate you. They're not going around trying to convert you, are they? So why are you doing that to them? And if you don't love them for who they are, then why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your time, and why are you wasting their time? Ask yourself, is your fear a genuine fear? Or is it just the fear of the unknown and a fear of misunderstanding? Is it because you misunderstand and you misjudge a situation? Or is it because you genuinely, with every ounce of your being, are feeling red flags? Is that because you were raised to believe in those red flags? Or is it because you genuinely feel like this person's out to get you? Excuse me. I feel like that's going to be a hard answer for some people. It's going to require a lot of reflection to see what this person's true intentions are. I feel like some people here, you may think that they have bad intentions, but maybe they don't. For some people here, if you genuinely feel like that, then make your decision. but don't keep stringing somebody along. And in the end, regardless of what your decision is, you're gonna have to live with it. You might lose somebody forever just because you can't accept your differences. Then have healthy boundaries, but it has to be equal and it has to be agreed upon. We have let your friends help in reverse. Ask for and accept support from others. I just saw 231:31. What I'm getting from this is like, be mindful of who you allow to understand your situation, because like, for example, like let's say this person practices witchcraft and you were raised in a family and in a church or something that believes that it's evil. Of course, if you go around telling your friends and family this, they're gonna be like, oh, they're evil and they're gonna go to hell and they're gonna drag you with them. Duh. Because you're asking people that don't fucking get it. They're all gonna have the same fucking opinion and they're gonna get in your head about some bullshit that isn't even a fucking problem. This is saying, if you're gonna ask for help, if you're gonna ask to understand a situation, ask from somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about. Like, what do you expect? Yeah, your opinion's gonna be validated because all of you think the same fucking way. True, no? If you want to expand your opinions, where the fuck is this? Hangman, upright, is about literally putting yourself in a position where you force yourself to see things from a different perspective so that you can release yourself from your own mental prison, in a way. 233:11, by the way. You want a new beginning, you want to start to something, you want something real, you have to see things from a different perspective. Again, if you want to ask for help about a situation, ask somebody who might understand the situation. Because if you keep asking the same kind of people, you're going to get the same response. And you're literally going to be stuck in the same spot, not seeing things from a different perspective. You will not be able to work things out because you will not allow yourself to even try to perceive. I just saw 717. And of course, minutes can't go past 60 minutes. So 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. So to me, that's like 777. Just because you guys have different spiritual beliefs don't mean shit. If you can work shit out, then that's beautiful and that's what matters. If you guys, like, let's say you want to go to church, then go to church. And if they don't want to, then don't force them. Or vice versa. If you don't want to go to church and they want to, then let them. Let them. As long as they're not forcing it on you. Again, I feel like this message is very specific. And then underneath the deck, we have separation in reverse. It says, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. It's like you don't want to separate from this person because you feel a deep connection. You feel like when you guys are together, when you embrace, you feel this this like unexplainable sensation that you've never felt before. It's like, despite you not wanting there to be a separation, there will be. The less understanding that you are, there will be. But the more understanding you are, the more you guys try to see things from each other's perspective, even if you guys still remain holding on to your own, you are at least able to communicate and to have healthy boundaries, then that's what matters. Whether you want separation or not, that's not the point. Like, if there needs to be separation for you guys to get it and to allow each other to be true to yourselves, then that's what's gonna happen. This card underneath it says, pay attention to red flags in reverse. It says the signs are cautioning you, and it's in reverse. So I feel like you're misinterpreting these signs for some of you. I feel like some of you are seeing things as signs in a negative way, when in fact they may be signs for you to open up your mind, to expand your consciousness, to evolve your spirit. If you're somebody who doesn't see any red flags, but you feel genuine like warnings, how can I say, like, I just saw 23737. I feel like this is for a few of you. Like, if you're seeing red flags that the person's trying to control you or manipulate you or change you completely, like, be aware. Okay. So, let's see what will come up next. We have sea serpent, Ouroboros, and then we have eagle. I heard I can fly like an eagle into the future. Whatever. Sea serpent. This is a spirit card. You want to see the truth, then you're going to have to see things from a different perspective. You have to open up your eyes. That not everything is black and white. Not everything is as you are raised to believe. Not everything is as simple as you perceive. There's so much intricacies, there's so much hidden knowledge, there's so much that we are raised to believe is not real that is real. I mean, science even stumbles on itself. People don't believe in certain things, but then, like, literally quantum physics states that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred and transmuted. And some people don't even believe in, like, let's say spirits or something. Like, yeah, the physical body will deteriorate, and that is its transformation. It becomes food for whatever the fuck, or it just liquefies and becomes a part of the soil. It becomes food for something. But what about the spirit? If you believe that we're spiritual beings, then what happens with the spirit? Just because we don't see everything, we don't see germs unless you look under a microscope, but germs exist. You don't see air unless there's dirt flying in the air, or it's like windy and it's snowy or something. You don't see air, but you feel it, right? Don't believe everything that you're raised to believe. question everything. With eagle, this is making me think back to perspective. Be mindful of your perspective. I'm also thinking about freedom. Thinking about like, oh, America, eagles, freedom, liberty. Expand yourself to where you can at least try to perceive and understand that not everything is as black and white again. There's a lot about eyes here. Maybe you have blue eyes, or this person has blue eyes. I heard dog with blue eyes. That's extremely specific. Something about blue. Blue is about communication, like the throat chakra. Be mindful of the cycles in your communication patterns. Like, for example, if you tell this person, oh, I'm there for you, and I'll always listen to you and whatever you have to say, and I want to get to know you better. But then when they open up, you're like, what? Like, oh my God, how can you be like that? Like, hypocrite. Be mindful of your own vicious cycles. If that's your energy, if that's their energy, then, you know, speak up about it. And if they don't do shit about it, then no, that's their problem. You know, maybe they don't deserve you, if that's the case. You know, if they really care, then they'll start to at least open up and try their best to at least let you have your space, at least let you have your practice, as long as you're not hurting anybody or anything. Whoa, whoa. Okay, we have Cancer. There was two other ones. I'll go ahead and pull those for you. We have Cancer. Look underneath. Transformation, Pluto. Cancer, nurture, comfort, protection. This person's going to protect their energy from you. The more that they feel like you're judging them and outcasting them, the more that they're going to protect themselves and distance themselves and be quiet around you. And don't be upset about it, because then you deserve it, honestly. Like, don't expect somebody to be open with you when you're over here first thing judging them with every single thing that they say. Alright? Aries, independence, bravery, and passion. And interesting, we have the Sun, self-express and embody truth. It's interesting because these have very similar energy. I'm seeing, okay, there's a need to understand that everyone is independent and everyone deserves to have their passions and the things that motivate them and the things that they want to move towards. If you really truly care about someone, then you will still try to nurture them and care about them and be a comfort zone for them, a protective space for them where they can feel free to express who they really are and embody their truth. If you really care about someone, you want to see them happy, then why do you constantly bash them to where they feel like they're not good enough or like they're an evil person? That's fucked up. You're gonna have to go through some changes. If you want this to work out and this is your energy, then you have to change. You have to. And if you don't want to, it's not gonna work. And rightfully so. Period. Now, if this is their energy and they do not transform, if they don't make changes in their life and you're still sticking around while they're like criticizing you and telling you that you're evil just because they don't fucking get it, leave them, dump them, because they don't deserve you. And it's not going to change until it changes. And sometimes you need to end something for there to be a new beginning. For there to be an end to a vicious cycle, there needs to be an end. You cannot have a new beginning without having an end. That is death and transformation. There cannot be creation without destruction. There cannot be space for life without there being death for things to grow. You know what I mean? If you want it, you're gonna have to prove it to each other. And that's a two-way street, or however many people are involved. As long as everybody knows about each other and is okay with that, then boom. So be it. Let's see. I heard this one. Creative wonderment, follow your passion. This goes back to the Aries card that says independence, bravery, and passion. If you truly love somebody, you want them to be happy, then you're not going to control them from pursuing the things that make them passionate. And if you guys need to compromise on certain things because it's like, whoa, that's out of my boundaries, dude, like, that's too much, dial it back a little bit, please, like, let's respect each other's boundaries, then that's fine. But you have to do your best to make things work, and that's a two-way street. If two people are involved, then that's two people. Creative wonderment, allow yourself to perceive things as new, as fresh. Allow yourself to be curious about this person's beliefs. Question it. Be like, but not question it in a way where it's like, oh my god, like, that's evil, blah, blah, blah. Question it like, okay, like, I see that you're not a bad person. You're not evil. You're not hurting anybody. But, like, why do you choose that? Like, why do you choose that belief? Or, like, why that entity? Like, why this then? I want to understand. Like, you know, I was raised to believe that this is bad, but, like, me knowing you, I see that you're not a bad person. So, like, you know, I'm just trying to understand because I was raised to believe this and that's not true. So can you please help me? Like, I genuinely care. So I want to make sure that I'm doing what I can to make you feel comfortable, and I appreciate you doing what you can to help me feel comfortable by understanding your intentions and your motives. Have this curiosity, okay? Dragon, discover your courage. That's also bringing me back to this Aries card with independence, bravery, and passion. The bravery, have courage. If you don't know what's up, then ask. And again, don't ask the same kind of people that have the same exact perspective about you, because then all you're going to hear is the same shit that you already think. If you're going to ask questions from the, like, have the courage to ask that person, why do you believe this? Why is that your perspective? Okay. So let's see what messages. I see party. I just heard a song in my head. Whoa, that's too many. My body's your party, baby. Nobody's invited but you, baby. I think that's Body Party by Sierra or something. I don't remember. It's a good song. I don't know why that came out, but it's a good song, worth a listen. Let's see. I express myself freely. This is the throat chakra associated with Blue and Friday. I express myself freely. hopefully you guys are a safe place for each other to do so. And if not, don't be surprised if it doesn't work out, because there will be no relationship that is strong and truly committed to work things out if people feel like they cannot express themselves freely. They will hide from you. And you don't want that, right? Then you need to be a safe place for this person to express themselves freely. Even if you disagree, you can say how you feel, but allow themselves to express themselves without making them feel like this evil, bad person just because you don't get it. All right? If you can befriend yourself, you'll never be lonely. To me, this is saying, like, you need to understand deeper about yourself and your own beliefs and why these things why are you afraid of these things if you don't even understand them. If you can't look in the mirror to face yourself, then how do you think you even truly know yourself? Someone is speaking well of you at this very moment. I wonder if a part of you not understanding this person is because you're afraid of what other people will think. Oh my God, what will the church think if I'm with some Satanist or something stupid like that? Who the fuck gives a shit? If you're dedicated, if you're devoted, if you pray and you do what you need to do, what does anybody else say? What do they have to say that means shit? If you're really afraid of that, then that shows that you're not in a place where you feel like you're able to express yourself freely. Is that really an environment that you genuinely feel like safe in? Or are you just there because you feel like not being there is unsafe? Is it just because you feel forced into that? Who gives a fuck what people think or what they say? If you genuinely care and you genuinely love someone, you wouldn't be embarrassed to introduce them to your family and to your friends. And fuck what they think. It's nice when people, you know, are understanding and that you have like the support of those people, but in the end you're a grown-ass adult. It's your choice. They don't like it? No, that's their fucking problem. Alright? You hold the key to success. So it's like, yeah, if this is your situation, then it's kind of the ball is in your part. Like, the ball is in your court. Excuse me. Like, if you are a little bit more understanding, then, you know, maybe you'll have success in this situation because maybe you guys genuinely love each other. And if you really want to work it out, then you have to do the best that you can do to be understanding. Ask any couple that has been together for over 5 years, especially if they've been married for over 5-10 years or something, even better, 20-30 plus years. Ask them what works for them. Well, we're open, we communicate, you know, it's important for us to, you know, blah blah blah. They'll get into that, and it's like, okay, yeah. So in order for a healthy, balanced relationship to happen, you have to be open to work things out and communicate. So I see party, I see spouse, forever, water, perhaps they're a water sign, you're a water sign, we did have Cancer here. We have habits, immature. Okay, and then we have here this little message about ravens, or the symbol of a raven in Celtic culture. We have, the raven is a bird of the darkness. In that darkness, healing, wisdom, and the unfolding of mysteries happens for those who still their minds enough to allow it to enter. The raven is one who gives gifts, but it is also a trickster. The raven's gifts are for those who have the sincerity to try to make use of these priceless gifts of light and insight. So I'm seeing from this, again, like, if you fear the dark, like, understand that there cannot be light without dark. Like yin and yang. There's no such thing as wholly good and wholly evil. Period. Like, there will never be wholly good or wholly evil. It's a balance. There's good in everyone and there's bad in everyone. And good and bad are mostly subjective anyway. I would say the only true evil out there are rapists and serial killers. People that harm people, abuse, manipulate, like that. That's evil in my opinion. Habit. Be aware of your habits. Immature. If there's some immaturity here in your side of things or in their side of things, then be open to communicate about it. Like, if this is on you, like, hey, you know what, I don't understand this and I'm sorry, I'm trying, but it's like really hard for me because I've been raised to believe that's evil. So can you please help me understand, at least from your perspective? That shows maturity. Regardless of what your beliefs are, regardless of this person's beliefs, that shows true maturity, and that shows that you actually give a fuck. This party part, like, Or like, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of the people that you have around you. When it comes to this situation, not everyone is going to understand. And in the end, that doesn't matter. I feel like there's too many people involved in this situation. Like, perhaps you've told people, like, oh, well, they're into this and they do this and blah, blah, blah. And like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And there's so many people already involved putting their 2 cents that, like, it's fucking shit up. With spouse and forever, I'm getting, like, there's this essence here. Maybe if you're gonna ask for advice from people, it should be not about your situation exactly. It's like, for example, how I mentioned earlier, if you want to know what helps in a relationship, then ask the people who've been in a relationship the longest. People who've been together, committed and loyal to each other. Ask them what works for them. But in the end, you have to do what works for you and your connection. Every connection's different. So no matter what they say, in the end, like, you know what's right for you. And if you really feel like this person isn't right for you because of their beliefs, then don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. You know, if you can't get past that, then end it. And if you feel deep in your heart like, oh, that hurt, like, how can you say that? How can you tell me that? Then work it out. If you genuinely love each other so much that you want to look past the differences and you want to learn about it, like, learn about each other, then that's what's going to save you. But, like, if you're not willing to do that, if this person's not willing to do that, regardless of the differences in beliefs or anything like that, then, again, like, it's not going to work. And can you blame them? Can you blame yourself? Like, would you want somebody forcing their 2 cents down your fucking throat? Oh, well, like, you pray to a saint? Like, oh my God, that's evil. Bitch, what? Like, they help me. They help me learn. They help me grow and evolve. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me what I can or cannot, like, reach out to? It's to my benefit. It helps me. Like, if you actually care about me, then you want me to be happy, right? Then, like, why are you forcing your bullshit on me? You know? You get the point, right? Like, I would hope that you get the point. If not, then whatever. You know, then watch a different reading or something, because I just say what I see and how I feel about a situation. So, thank you so much for being here. I really, truly, deeply appreciate each and every single one of you. I understand if this particular pile was extremely, like, triggering. I'll just, just to set the record straight, personally, I don't give a fuck about other people's, perspectives or differences. Like, I don't see differences. Like, to me, I appreciate a person who appreciates and understands that we're all different. I don't care what your beliefs are. That's beautiful. If it helps you, then keep doing what helps you, as long as you're not spoon feeding it down other people's throat. That's all that I ask. That's all that I say. You're free to go to church, or you're free not to, or you're free to pray to a saint or a god or a goddess, or to yourself, or to your ancestors, or to angels, or to demons, or whatever, whoever, as long as it helps you become your greatest version and stand true in your power. As long as you're not hurting anybody. Do as thy will, harm none, but take no shit. That's what I believe. And so even if you're a religious person and you're like, oh, this bitch, blah, 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 like, you're proving my point, like, honestly, I don't care. I don't. You're free to have your opinions. So am I. I don't judge a person just because they have a religion or that they don't, or just because they come from one country or they come from another, or they have one skin tone or they don't. Like, we're all people. In the end, none of that shit means anything. What matters is who you are as a human being. And are you able to understand that everyone's different? Then that's what matters. So just throwing that out there, like, it's not that I hate anything, but I did grow up in like, also kind of a controlled environment. So, like, can you really blame me too for having some different perspectives when I've learned to become my greatest version as I am now, into the things that I am now? And, like, it's not for everyone, and maybe your way is different, and that doesn't mean that's better or worse, and my way is different, that doesn't mean it's better or worse. They're just different. In the end, what matters is that you become your greatest version, and you have the power within your hands to understand that you have the power to create your own destiny and to manifest what it is that you desire. And if you want to give that up to somebody else, then that's on you. It's your power to give or to take. Or not take, but, like, hold dear to you. Hold within you, okay? So, alright. That's it for me. Today was a really long reading. I felt it. I knew it was going to be, and honestly, I was, like, so tired in the middle of it. But anyway, thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me. I hope that these messages resonated and brought you some clarity and perspective into your situation. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one, whatever it will be. So, thank you guys. Bye.